Hey, Jeremy Kennedy here, and welcome to the Super Simple Sales System. And I am excited to dive into this and show it to you. Just like the training, I want to make this video super simple, as short as I possibly can, and we do it in one long cut instead of breaking it up into a ton of videos for you to watch. So it's much more simplified. Now, the first thing that we want to do is cut out all the fluff and get straight to the point. So let's dive right in. So the system in a nutshell. So first of all, we need to talk about proof it works. All right. How do you know that it works? Then we need to get a bird's eye view of this whole thing. And then we need to talk about the free tools to get the job done. And then how to deliver this to your customers. So proof that it works. Number one, you are here. You are here is solid, undeniable proof to yourself that this works because you are here. You went through the process and you bought through my system. Now, you may not realize the system that you went through, that you purchased through me, but it's soon going to become very clear and you'll be able to replicate this for yourself. Now, if you've never done anything like this before, don't worry. I'm going to walk you through it. That's my job here today, to show you how to do this. So the bird's eye view of this process, okay, is that at the end of the day, we're going to sell your customer a product. And don't let that scare you off. Don't let that scare you off yet. At least watch the training. So the bird's eye view. We're going to be selling a product to your end customer. Now, we do need a sales letter. There are three simple, very simple steps to this. A sales letter, four very simple steps. But we need the sales letter. We need PayPal, buy button, and we need a thank you page to deliver the product. And then we need to drive traffic to that sequence, right? Very simple. Now, the sales letter, guess what? You don't need a website. And I've been doing websites for a long time. For me, it's no problem to build a website and sales page. I can do them all day long in my sleep. But I realize there are a ton of people out there that cannot do that. And there are a lot of times when I just simply don't want to build a website or sales page. I just want to write something out, put it out there for sale, and an email isn't quite long enough, right? So I've discovered that you can use Google Documents very effectively to sell stuff online, because you can give the shared link to your end prospect and it acts almost like a website. So you create the Google document just like you would a Word document, and you make your sales letter on that. Now, you don't frame it like a sales letter, and we're going to get it more detailed in this later on how to do this and so forth. But just as a rough overview, you're going to come at it from a value perspective of, here's a some free training I put together for you in a Google document. Here's free access to that Google document. People will go check that out, because you don't hear that every day. Hey, I put it in a Google Doc for you. You've heard ebooks, you've heard PDF, membership areas, whatnot. You don't hear Google Doc a lot. Hey, I wrote this in a Google Doc real quick for you. Free access, here you go. That gets them in. And then inside the Google document, you give them some value, and then you lead them to the ability to access more information about how to continue this even further. And that's when you ask for the sale. That's when you put your PayPal button in the document, or at least your PayPal link. It's just a link straight to PayPal. I'll show you how to set that up. They send you the money, and then you send them to another Google document that has the information, that has the product in it. Now, inside the Google document itself, like you've been through, you saw in my sequence, I have the thank you page and the sales letter, both in Google Documents. But you hit the thank you page and you saw the download link, the link to access this video. Now, in your Google document, and again, we're going to talk more about this in a little bit, in your Google document, it could be just text. You don't have to do a video like I did. I like to do videos. Now, I could have just as easily written out this product in PDF format, if you will, ebook format, if you will, and put it in the Google document, okay, as an ebook in the Google document, and just written the ebook out in the Google Doc itself, absolutely can do it that way. But for my purposes, I like to use video, so that's what I've done here. And you've seen how I structured it. We're going to go into details into all this stuff, okay? But this is just a bird's eye view. Then you've got to drive traffic. Now, there are several different sources of traffic that I use, and I'm going to show you. It's not just one that I use to get sales. I get sales from multiple. And the cool thing is those compound. And, a lot of people will say, well, just drive traffic from this source or just drive traffic from this source. But when you've got multiple sources working with you to get that traffic in, you can really get some results. So we're going to talk about several different traffic tactics that I use and that you can use. Free tools to get the job done. So the free tools that I use, obviously, is Google Docs. All right, Google Docs, you can use Microsoft Word, which is not a free software, but a lot of people already have Microsoft Word on their computer. You can also use, what is the Open Office or something like that. I highly recommend Google Documents because they host the actual document, right? You could use Evernote. I've used Evernote in the same way, where I created the sales letter content in an Evernote and shared the Evernote because they're shareable. Any kind of document system that allows you to share, and they don't have super huge limits on the number of people that can view the document. It doesn't take massive traffic to sell this stuff. And that's the beautiful thing about this is it converts really well. So it doesn't take a ton of traffic to get it rolling. And so we're not going to be breaking any limits as far as what Google Documents can handle in terms of views and that kind of thing, people accessing this stuff. So those are the tools that I use, and PayPal is what I use to get paid. Obviously, there is a transaction fee for every sale, but it's really simple to set up, and it makes it super easy to take money online. There are obviously other options you can use out there. You can use systems like jvzoo.com, warriorplus.com, clickbank.com, but that gets a lot more advanced, and it gets into where you're needing to build websites and so forth. So I use just a straight up PayPal buy link, and I'm going to show you how to set that up. And those are literally all the tools you need is Google Docs and a buy button, right? PayPal buy button. And of course, maybe some of the different traffic sources, some of the different accounts, the free accounts at different platforms that I'm going to show you for traffic and so forth. But really, that's all you need. And when you really think about that, all you need to make money online, which I have proven to you, is Google Docs and a PayPal button. You're going to absolutely love that and rock it. And yes, you can absolutely scale this up. Now, let me just preface this by saying I wouldn't. You don't want to scale this particular system to 7 figures because then you would talk about a heavy strain on Google. But I am going to show you at the end of this training how you can scale a system like this up to 6 and 7 figures. But we're going to dive into all that later. Let's go ahead and get into some more content here. How to maintain value. This is a problem that a lot of people have. They don't know how to provide value. They don't know if they can provide value to people. Most people think they have no value to provide other people in terms of educating them, writing how-to guides. And the first thing I want to help you keep in mind is all we're doing here is writing little tutorials, doing little tutorials and little tutorial videos on something you know how to do, a passion that you are passionate about. Yes, something that you're passionate about, because that's something that you can talk about all day long. Now, there is room in every single niche out there for information products. All right. You just need to know what they want answers to. And that we can go over in a little while. But the big thing to think about here is how you deliver your content and how you structure your training in a way that creates value. How do you do that? Well, let's talk about something called the franchise format. And this is something that Ray, and his last name fails me at the very moment, Ray, who basically created McDonald's and made it what it is today, created the franchise format model. And that system basically is a system of creating a business that is duplicatable. All right. And it basically started the revolution of franchises. And now you see everything is franchised. All businesses almost are franchised. But here's the key lesson to take from that. From all that, the key lesson is, after billions in sales, is what you want to do is give your customer something at the end of the day that anybody can use to step by step their way through some sort of process, whether it be a difficult process, a not so difficult process, whatever process it may be to solve a problem in their area. All right. So, for example, let's say you need somebody wants to lose 20 pounds. All right. Give them a set system that they can follow, that anybody could follow this regimen. And I know there are variables in weight loss and whatnot. There are variables involved with your body mass and all that stuff. But if you can create a system that anybody can take and put into action and get results with, then you're creating a franchisable, quote unquote, system and business or product. All right, a something that somebody can use no matter who they are, what their experience is. And most of your candidates are going to be unexperienced. So you have to create your thing with the idea that this person has no experience. And you want to make it rinse and repeatable. Okay, so think about the different problems in your niche. Now, one thing that you can do to go and find the hot topics in your niche is go to Amazon and look at the books that are out in your particular genre, in your industry. Look at the books, look at the magazines. What articles are your industry magazines writing about? Any one of those articles, you could probably take and create a how-to tutorial with. Okay, now it may not, you're not going to copy the article itself, but it may spawn an idea of something that answers a problem provides a solution to a problem. There are problems in your industry, and all you have to go do is go and look for them. They're easy to find. Look at the discussions that are happening in Facebook groups. Join the Facebook groups in your industry that you want to start selling stuff in, and just look. I mean, it takes 5 seconds to do that. You can go in Facebook right now and do a search for my industry group, and then hit the join button on 10 of them within the next 5 minutes from right now. And then you'll get approved to a couple of them, and just go down through within the next 15 minutes, go through and look at some of the questions that people are asking on a regular basis. That right there is absolute gold. The Facebook groups are such gold, because usually the only things you see in Facebook groups are questions, or there are other people spamming the groups with their products, which, by the way, gives you another inspiration point, is what other people are selling in your industry. What are the other information products in your industry that are currently selling? And that right there, and that's why I say go to Amazon, look at what books are selling. Go into clickbank.com, Look at what courses are selling. Go on to masterclass.com, see if they have courses there. Go on to any of the course Teachable. There's plenty of places out there that provide courses on stuff. So all you need to do is do a little bit of research. All right, that is just a tiny bit of work. But if you are like me, you kind of have an idea of the problems already in your industry because it's a passion of yours. Then you already know, you already have an idea. So write out a quick outline of what that might be in your mind, and create a franchisable, quote unquote, create a repeatable, rinse and repeatable system to solve that problem for anybody. Okay, that could be how to lose 20 pounds. It could be how to properly unhook a fish as to not do it any damage. How to, you know, get traffic from a Facebook ad. It could be how to put subscribers on your email list using a certain method. It could be any number of things. How to do your makeup for the right kind of lighting. You know, I don't know anything about makeup, but I mean, you know, if you're into makeup, you could do a course on how to create makeup or how to put makeup on. You know, there's any unlimited number of things that you can create. And just keep in mind that you're teaching, and you're more than teaching, you're providing them a step-by-step approach. And it's really as simple as opening your Google Doc and writing down step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, step number 4, and then filling in the blanks between those, writing the outline. And then what's the 4 steps within the 4? Or maybe it's 5 and 5. So, and you can see right here, I'm using a mind map. Mind maps work great. This is a program called Simple Mind Lite. It's for the Mac. But there are plenty of other mind map programs out there. And see how I've just broken down this into a mind map, into an outline. And you cover the topics in the outline, and you're able to talk on them and teach people and actually provide real value to people. And most of us can take a topic, most anybody can take a topic and write an outline down and be able to fill in the blanks, especially if it's something that you are interested in, if it's an industry that you're familiar with. Okay, so let's talk about action steps. All right, and what are the things that you actually need to do? I see that I missed one, and so I've added it. The first thing you need to do is gather intel, and we just talked about that, going and researching your topic. I'm not going to go into that again since we just covered it. Number 2, writing your sales letter document. Very simple, and I'm going to give you a great resource for that. Okay, and it is in the mind map. I'm giving you a copy of this mind map, by the way, and it's this link right here. And let me just show it to you, if I can go to it. And all right, this is called the 12-Step Foolproof Sales Letter Template by David Frey, who is a brilliant marketing, I guess the best word is call him a marketing genius that has put together this template. And I have used it for years on my sales letters. You can find it for free by going to Google. It's all over the place, and I just put it in S3 to make it convenient for you. But it is by David Frey. Go check him out. He's got some awesome stuff. But I have used this sales letter template for years, and it tells you exactly what to do, exactly what to write, exactly how to write your sales letter without any question. All right, get attention. The opening headline is the first thing the reader sees. It must get their attention. People have a short attention span. 3 proven headline techniques. How to. People love how to do things. Secrets of blank revealed. Warning, don't even think of blank until you blank. Step 2, identify the problem. He goes through all 12 steps of the sales letter, and don't let this frighten you. It's not that much work. I mean, if you do this, you will have a solid letter that you can get sales anytime you want, just sending people to it. All right? And this is creating such a valuable asset. If you just go through this 12-step formula, have a Google document open, just like I do here, have a Google document open, and go through this 12-step formula and write out a letter, a simple sales letter. Just do it once. Even if you've never done it before, David makes it so easy when you follow his formula here. All right? If you do that, write that in your Google Doc, you will then have an asset that you can always use to create sales on demand anytime you want. And you can take it even beyond that, even beyond the Google Documents. When you're ready, if you're ready to ever turn this into a website or a web page or an actual sales letter or actual sales page with your own domain name and everything like that, you can totally take this sales letter and put it into a sales page or send it to an outsourcer and have them do it. But that creates such a valuable asset for you. And this is how you make money online, folks. This is the real deal. How you make money online is by writing a sales letter and selling something. And that's just how you make sales. And you can take this sales letter and put it in all kinds of places. You can send it to people everywhere in all kinds of different traffic sources. But once you've written it, and you've got a place for sales forever. Okay, so don't skip that step. Just do it. If you just do it, then you will be able to write your own paycheck, really, to be quite honest with you. And here's the thing. A lot of times, most of the time, I write my sales letter, or at least my first sales letter draft, before I even create the product. And the reason I do that is because it allows me to set the goals and accomplishments of what I want to teach them, okay, by telling them up front in the sales letter. And then I fulfill that when I create the document, and when I create the product. Now, I know that kind of sounds backwards, but if you go through and do it like I'm telling you, it makes sense. Now, you can do it the other way around if you feel more comfortable and create your product first. And that is the step number 3 here, is write the tutorial document. And again, whoops, that's the wrong one. Again, it's just inside a Google Doc here. You can have your thank you page. All right, and write your tutorial out, or like I've done, make a video and link to the video. All right, simple as that. And your tutorial document, your tutorial, your how-to, is, again, it's a step-by-step process that takes them to solve just a simple problem. You're not trying to teach them how to become a professional whatever. Okay, you're just helping them solve one obstacle. And of the thousands of obstacles available to solve in your niche and industry, you're helping them solve one obstacle. And once you've done that in your tutorial, then you're going to make your thank you document, which, by the way, can be the same thing. It can be the actual thank you delivery URL instead of having a thank you page with a link to a video, or a thank you page with a link to another Google document that is the training. You could just put it all right here on the thank you document, where you send them directly after they purchase. So simple as that. You want to, on the thank you page, you want to have a couple elements in place. Number one, you want to make sure that they have some way to contact you. If you want to contact me, hit me up at jeremykennedyhelp@gmail.com. All right, make sure you have that in there, because you don't want some pissed off customer and them not being able to contact you. It's not a good thing. Not that you're going to get a lot of people contacting you. It's just good to have that there. Then you're going to want to have the links to the training, if not have the training itself in here. You're going to, if you have any bonuses that you'd offered, which highly increases your conversions, then you can add those here. For my bonuses, I added a student group. We're going to talk about some more things that you can do here in a bit. And I added access to a previous course that I have. And I've also got a link here. We'll talk more about this in a minute. But that is what you basically want to have a minimum in your thank you document. And then whatever else you want to add. Okay, number 5. Step number 5, go create your PayPal button. Let me go show you how to do that right now. You're going to log into PayPal, and then you're going to go to All Tools, and then you'll click on, now this is a PayPal business account. Yours might be a personal, in which you might be seeing a different interface, but you still have the ability to create PayPal buttons. In the business account, it is under Integrate PayPal, and then you have PayPal buttons. I'm going to click on that and pause it just for a second. All right, then you've got the option to create a buy now, add to cart, donate, subscribe, installment, and automatic billing. We're using a buy now. And you give it an item name. So in mine was Super Simple Sales System. And the price I sold it for was $19. And you don't have to give it an item ID. Don't need one. You can customize the button with different things. If you want to add a text field and so forth, drop down. We don't need any of that stuff. Shipping, we don't need shipping. I use secure merchant account ID. Doesn't really matter, whatever your preference is. And then we click on track inventory, profit, and loss potential. We're going to leave the save button at PayPal. We don't need to track inventory. You can if you want it to like stop and say you want to do a limit of 100 and you want it to stop at 100 and not sell any past 100. You can click track inventory and do that. I don't need that. Step 3, customize advanced features. Do you want to let your customer change the order quantities? No. I mean, they can't really buy more than one digital access. Can your customer add special instructions, messages to you? It's optional to you. And I don't really, see a huge benefit to it unless you want to ask them some specific question, like what is your experience level, or whatever you might want to ask them. Do you need your customer's shipping address? No. And this is important. Take note of this. Take customers to this URL when they cancel their checkout. We don't need that, but we do need this. Take customers to this URL when they finish checkout. So your thank you document, the document you take them to buy, or after they have bought, and you want them to get access to your training, that's the link that you're going to put there. So you're going to copy that. Actually, you're going to say share, get shareable link copied to clipboard. All right, and then you're going to go back here, and that's where you're going to put this link. Okay, so that means, again, let me just explain this. When they buy, after they click the buy button and they have bought, this is the URL that they will go to after they purchase. Okay, this is where you need to take them to deliver the goods. Okay, That's the link you put there. Do not forget this step. You'll have a lot of pissed off customers emailing you saying, what's going on, buddy? Where's my access? All right? So don't forget this step. And then you just click create button. Now, I'm not going to create a button because I already have a button. But I will go and show you one more thing real quick. So I was just looking in the personal PayPal, and it looks about very different. You go into personal PayPal accounts, create new button, but you go basically through the same button design process to get there. And in here, I'm just going to show you view button code. You're going to click on email, and that's the link to your button. All right, that's the actual link to your button. So that's in your, so in my sales letter at the bottom, I have a link directly to my PayPal button to buy my product. Well, that's right here. Okay, email. And this is if you want to embed the button on a website, but this is just the actual text link. That's all you need. Put it in there. Bam, you're done. They come and buy. They click on the link. They come and buy, and then they go to your thank you page, and they consume your product, and that's it. It's as simple as that. Super duper simple. Super duper easy. All right, and our last task here, our last action step out of only 5 steps here is get the doc in front of people. Get this free document, your free Google document, in front of people, and that's getting traffic. And we're going to start talking about that. Everybody loves the traffic part, but in reality, it's not all about the traffic. Traffic is everywhere. It's all around you. Okay, and there are plenty of magic traffic sources. But the thing is, if you don't have anything to sell, well, it doesn't matter if you have traffic or not. You got to have something to sell, and you have to have something good to sell. And if you're creating a systematized, step-by-step, problem-solving solution, product, tutorial, how-to guide, whatever you want to call it, course, whatever you want to call it, then you will get people to it. You will be able to get people to buy. And you follow the sales letter template that I showed you from David Frey. You follow that formula. So let's dive into traffic. First things first, everybody's favorite, Facebook. All right, Facebook is actually very easy to tap into traffic, and especially free traffic. So let's dive right in. How can you do this with Facebook? And the answer is quite simple. Facebook groups is the first choice of a lot of marketers. Well, for all the times in the world of Facebook to not be working, it's not working. It's not connecting. So, and it's not my internet connection. I just checked it. So let's skip this one for a moment and come back to it. Next one on the list is YouTube. YouTube is wonderful for traffic. All right. Record simple videos, very simple videos explaining your product. And really, you could just take your sales letter doc and just record, just talk some of that out. Record your document and you talking over it. And, it could be halfway through the document. Hey, if you want to see more, click here and get access to the free document. Boom, they're over there. YouTube, it takes a little while to build up the subscribers on YouTube, but don't let it fool you. Those subscribers are valuable. All right, I have subscribers on my YouTube channel. And when I post videos, I get the views. And if I'm promoting something, I get sales. And it is a process. YouTube is not an overnight thing. YouTube is not a simple overnight thing. Facebook is a lot quicker in terms of trying to get sales today kind of thing and tomorrow kind of thing. YouTube takes a little longer unless you do promotions, unless you spend a little bit of money on YouTube. Now, if you spend a little money on YouTube, you can reach a lot of people real quick, and you can get sales. But the YouTube strategy is very simple. Just create those simple videos, recording just a little bit of what's already in your sales letter document. All right, you just take everywhere that you're creating your sales messages and sales pieces, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, email, wherever you're going to do it. And I recommend all of these places. You can pull content directly out of your sales letter for material. So it's not like you got to recreate the wheel or come up with more new verbiage and more new content. You just pull it right out of that. Just give little bits and pieces, and it leads people right into your stuff. Also, giving value, giving bits and pieces of your actual content, of your actual product, your course, is one of the best ways that you can sell your stuff. So a YouTube video covering just one module, like how to maintain value. Okay, I could do just a video on how to maintain values, talk about the franchise format and rinse and repeatable. I could do just a video on that alone. And I could say, if you like this information, hey, you can go check out this free Google document, and it's got some more information on this. And then boom, they'll come right to your course where you teach them everything, right? It's that simple. And I could do that with each one of these. And I could take that video, I could put it on Facebook, put it on YouTube, put it on Instagram, email it out. Paid strategies we're going to talk about in a minute. Anywhere you want to. So videos are very, very powerful. And marketing messages written are they're not quite as powerful as video, but they work just as well. Okay, so if you don't feel comfortable doing video, all right, write it out in a Facebook post. You can't necessarily write it out on YouTube, but you can you can make a written PowerPoint and some music behind the PowerPoint and just record it and tab through the PowerPoint, and you never even have to say a word. Or there's plenty of video generators, slideshow generators, where you put in the text, it does the auto voice translate thing. If you look it up, you'll find those on Google. Some are even for free, but I recommend just doing it yourself. It's really easy. Get comfortable with it. The more of these you do, the more comfortable with it, and the money that you can make from it, you'll be happy. Okay, you'll be happy to do this kind of stuff. And you're talking about passion things, and really, this is the secret to social media. Is honestly, it's just providing value. Is really just teaching people. Just start teaching people things in your niche and things specifically that are in your trainings, and just pull content directly out of your training. Don't be afraid. This is something that people are really afraid to do, is teach stuff that's in their actual training before people buy the training. And one of the most effective ways to get people to buy your training is to give them some of that training up front. If you see guys like Frank Kern, Ben Atkins, Matt Basak, some of the big guys that are making bukus of money, Sam Ovens, Dan Henry, if you look at their marketing and their conduct and their content, most of them are using Facebook, and what most of them are doing is creating short 5-minute videos of content, some little how-to or something that's pulled straight out of their courses. They're just teaching in bite-sized chunks. I mean, you could probably take all their videos on their Facebook page. You could probably take all that and put it together for free and have their entire course. They just teach it in small chunks. And if you do that and just string that content out, small chunks of your course, string them out among different places all over the place, and then provide a link, say, hey, if you like this, you want more info, click this link and there's the full course. I mean, it works. It's proven over hundreds of millions of dollars in sales, not through myself, obviously, but through many, many, many big time marketers. It's just a process that works. And I do it as well on a smaller scale. I haven't done hundreds of millions, but I've certainly done my fair share. And you can certainly do yours too, as small of a guy that you might be in your industry. You can get known with this. And here's another thing that I want to talk about. We need to dive into paid strategies first, but this can make you an authority instantly, because you'll find in life that people that write books are usually looked at as the authority of things. People that create courses and write how-tos and teach other people how to do things are usually looked at as the authorities in those things. They look up to you. Okay, and so having a product like this, even if it's just a simple, basic product, very simple, basic tutorial, people are still going to look up to you with authority, because a lot of people don't have it in them to do it. A lot of people won't do it themselves. And so they look at people that do teach. They say, wow, man, this person really knows their stuff. They're teaching other people. When in reality, you're just you may not even know yourself. You may go out, find the answer, and then put the course together to, as long as you're providing that value, you're giving them a step-by-step. Again, it's very important. The formula, if you give them a step-by-step process, just like I've given you here, action steps, things they can do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bam, you got a course, you're making money. You're, you follow those action steps. And in your course, you give them action steps, whatever they got to do to follow. Hopefully it's not more than 5 major steps and then like 5 smaller steps to each of those major steps, if you could break it down that way. But, try to make it as simple as possible and as doable for any level as possible. Now, obviously, if you're teaching lawyers and maybe accountants or whatever it may be, something very specialized that requires that higher skill level, well, that's okay. Just think of it as somebody that is, just coming into being in the accounting world. They just started. Try to think of it as somebody on the most basic level in your industry. If you come in with that approach and give it a step-by-step process, man, you can't help but win. Let's talk about paid strategies. I'm going to open this up. Facebook ads. A lot of people overcomplicate Facebook ads. They think that it's super hard. And I'm here to tell you it's not that difficult, especially if you're providing organic value on your Facebook page. So the working formula is you create a Facebook page, a Facebook business page, and I like to model mine after me, so it's like a person. And you start to add value, start to create those value posts, like I was talking about earlier, where you're just pulling content out of your course and you're making, just a little short 5-minute videos or short, little Facebook posts on a quick little segment of some kind of content. All right. Now, as you put those out on your Facebook page, and as you grow your Facebook fan base, the ones that get the most engagement, those posts that get the most engagement that you drop out there, those are the ones that you then run as Facebook ads. So there's no guessing of, I'm just going to create an ad out of scratch. You can follow something that is proven that has already got you engagement first. All right, and one thing that you can do is you can share posts into groups from a page. Okay, so think about this. You can actually create a video or a post on your Facebook page that is delivering some value. Now, I wouldn't recommend adding a pitch to that, but you can share that video, pure content video, into these groups, okay, and that will actually allow you to build a fan base. And if you share it as from your personal profile, you share the business page post from your personal profile to the Facebook group. Hopefully that makes sense to you. When you do that, then you can start to build fans to your Facebook page. They'll like that content. They'll go through to your Facebook page. They'll like that. And you can retarget people. If you go into Facebook ads, you can retarget all the people that interact, that watch the video. So let's say, for example, you create, let me give you a good example here. Well, that's right. Dadgummit, Facebook's not working. An example is that Facebook, I created a video on how to get more affiliates for a product, which, by the way, we're going to talk about affiliates. All right. I then took that video, I posted it to my Facebook page, and then I shared it using my personal profile. I went to my Facebook page, found that video post, and then clicked the share button. And I said share to a group. And then I shared it into some of the groups that I'm in, which are in some marketing groups. Okay, now in your Facebook ads, you can then create an audience. Now I'm not going into this in all detail. You can look this up and see how to do it. It's really beyond the scope of this course. It's not really about a paid strategy course, but you can go into your ads and create an audience from all the people that watched your video. All right, and so now what you're doing is you're actually targeting people in groups. Basically, let's say you're in the weight loss niche and you're in the weight loss superstars group, whatever that may be. I don't know if that's a real group or not, but you can then share your video into the weight loss superstars group, and then in your ads manager, you can say, all right, target all the people that watched that video. So now you're targeting people that are specifically from that watched that are in that group. Now you know you're getting into targeted traffic. Now, what you can then do beyond that is then create what's called a lookalike audience. Again, you can Google it, find all the information out you want about it, but you can create a lookalike audience from that audience that you created from the groups. And if you do that, then you've got an audience. Facebook will then build you an audience of millions of people that look like and have similar characteristics and likes and purchasing habits of the people that you targeted from the groups originally. So hopefully you followed that whole sequence along. I could not show you in Facebook because it is absolutely crapping out on me. I don't know what is going on with Facebook. It's down. The whole internet is probably having a cow right now, unless it's just me. I don't know. Okay, let's move on. Shout outs, okay? Instagram, specifically, they call it shout outs. But when I say shout out, a shout out is when you go to an influencer on any social media platform, whether it be a Facebook page that has a million fans on it, or it's somebody that has an Instagram account with a million fans on it, or a Twitter account, or a Pinterest account, or anybody that has a social media account that has a lot of followers, YouTube, and you go to that person and you say, hey, I want to purchase a shout out from you, a paid promotion from you, and that promotion is, okay, go check out my product or go check out my Google document. Here's a free Google Doc. Here's some free training. Now in this, if you're actually buying traffic, I would actually recommend taking the extra step in making this stuff a sales letter on a website. It's just going to be a lot more beneficial to you if you're running paid traffic to it. For a number of reasons. Number one, you can do a lot more tracking. You can't do any tracking within Google Documents. Okay, so you're going to have trying to do your Facebook pixels and things like that. A little bit more difficult. Now with the shout outs, that's a form of paid traffic where you could still send them straight to the Google document, still without having a website, because now you're dealing with an individual person. You're still not having to deal with a lot of tracking systems or anything like that. All they're doing is posting on their Facebook, Instagram wall, YouTube, whatever, and saying, "Hey, go check out Joe Schmo's product over here. It's pretty cool." Right? And so the way to do this is to go find these guys in your industry. So I'm going to go to Instagram. Let's try Instagram. Let's see if Instagram's crapping out on us. Nope. All right. So let's just think of a niche. Again, I'm just going to go with weight loss. And this is a topic. And what I want to do is I want to find somebody that's got a ton of likes on their post. Okay, these people have a ton of like on this post. So I'm going to go to their profile. Live via T. Okay, maybe I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. But they have 350,000 followers. Okay, and if you look at their posts, they're getting close to 5,000, 6,000, 8,000, 7,000 likes on their posts. Okay, 9,000. There's 11K views on their video. Now, can you imagine if you're in the weight loss niche or whatever this guy's doing? You know, he's doing health coaching. So if you're in this niche and you paid to have a post, you paid him to post something for you promoting your thing, and you get 13,000 likes off it. You think you're going to get some traffic? Or you think you're going to get a few sales of 13,000 people like your post? All right, any niche you can think of is on Instagram. Let's see, bass fishing is another one. I'm a bass fishing fan. I like to go fishing. So again, I can go through and find somebody who's got tons of, here, this has got a ton of likes on it. Well, they only got only 34,000 followers. All right, but they're still getting some good engagement. 2,000 likes on their post. But you can find these guys that have millions. All right, and it's actually usually relatively cheap to get these shout outs. And there's a place called shoutcart.com if you want to get them from Instagram. I'll just show it to you super fast. If you go to shoutcart.com, I even have an account here. I will log in and show you. I have two accounts here actually that I've bought stuff for. And you can actually go here and find influencers in all kinds of niches, and the price ranges vary from $12 to even up into the thousands. It really depends on their following size, but you can get some really good deals for like $30. You can get in front of hundreds of thousands of people. Let me put it to you that way. And for $100 or maybe a little more, you can typically get into nearly 1 million or more people. And these are really passionate people in these niches. So you're talking about really fast traffic. All the traffic on Instagram comes within like 24 hours. So when you buy one of these shout outs from these influencers, you're talking about mad traffic real quick. It gets crazy. I've done it. I use them a lot. Okay. But it's not just Instagram. You can do this on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and email. All right. Which in email, it's usually called a solo ad. But you can still go to these influencers, say, do you have an email list? How much will you pay me to get an email list? Now, in the internet marketing world, the term solo ad has been run through the dirt because internet marketing and internet marketers have run solo ads into the dirt in our industry. So I don't necessarily recommend purchasing solo ads for internet marketing, make money online opportunity type stuff. In that regard, I would go for the other stuff: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, those kinds of things. But any other of the outside niches, email is still super good, and you could probably get some good deals on the solo ads. So again, those shout outs, influencers, think influencers, people with big followings. They promote stuff to their followings all the time. It's how they make money. They get a big following. They do their thing that people love to watch them do, and then they pitch the products in their industry. They pitch them all day long, and that's how they make their money. All right. And so you can be right there waiting with your money for them to show their hundreds of thousands of fans of diehard, whatever bass fishing fans, your bass fishing product. And it can absolutely be game changing for you to tap into this kind of traffic. So don't overlook it. Even if you've heard it before, don't overlook it. I've gotten mad campaigns with that kind of traffic. Affiliates. Here we go. Here's the last form of traffic I'm going to talk about. Affiliate traffic. I've done over $500,000 with affiliate traffic. Pardon my sipping of the drink. Affiliates are wonderful. I put them under paid strategies because you have to give them a cut of the profit. So an affiliate is somebody that goes out and sells your product for you. It's basically the same thing as an influencer shout out, except instead of paying them a flat fee up front, they get a commission of each sale. Okay, that's what an affiliate is, and that's the difference. Instead of a flat fee, you're giving them a little piece of each sale that they make. So what this does is this creates a lot more incentive for that affiliate to get sales for you. And affiliates are awesome because they are sales machines, just like the influencer. Now the influencers, when you buy a shout out from them, they don't really care about your sales because you've already paid them. They're just going to shout out for you. They might, that's not to say they're not invested in your success. But it's not their ultimate goal to just get you sales. It doesn't benefit them more or less because you've already paid them. With an affiliate, their whole money relies on the fact of getting you sales. And affiliates, that's why I've made so much with them, because they're absolutely wonderful. If you have a good product that you can present to them, they can promote to their audience, and they can make money all day long. If you're looking to get into the affiliate route, I recommend clickbank.com. If you're in the make money online business opportunity, internet marketing type thing, you might want to look at warriorplus.com or jvzoo.com. You can also look at clickfunnels.com for creating an actual sales funnel to do affiliate sales. Now, with affiliate sales, they're much more likely going to want to see an actual sales page than just a Google document. Okay, we're going a little bit beyond just the super simple sales system here with this stuff, because if you really, let's face it, if you want to really just truly crush, you want to make hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars online, you got to have a sales page and a website, right? But if you need to make some pocket change, you can whip out or pay some bills even. You could actually maintain nearly a full-time income, depending on what you define a full-time income is. You could pay some bills with a super simple sales system, easily. It all depends on how many people you get to see your sales letter. At the end of the day, that's all that matters, is how many people get to see it. And if you get more people to see it, more people will buy. And you keep tweaking it and making it better, and even more people will buy. So let's talk about some ninja tips real quick before we conclude here. Ninja tips. So, number one, how to increase customer value. And what that basically means is, how do you get a customer to spend more money with you? So if you sell the initial course, your initial product for $19, just like I sold you the super simple sales system for $19. All right, what if I want to get more money out of you, or you want to get more money out of your customer? Well, then you can offer them another additional product, and you can even do it right immediately after they purchased your first product. So I'll give you an example of that. And I haven't even linked to it here yet, but in your thank you document, in my thank you document, I say, want PLR rights to this product and sales funnel? Click here. Well, what's going to happen is when you click there, it's going to open up yet another Google document, surprise, surprise, with a short sales letter that offers you the ability to buy private label rights to resell this same system that you just bought. Basically, the super sales system, you get legal rights to copy the sales pages, to sell the training, and so forth as your own. So it's not like you're selling an affiliate product. It is you're selling it as your own, putting your name on it if you want to. And you could do that by clicking here. And by doing that, that offers an additional way to increase that customer value. So if somebody buys my $19 product, then they go through and see that, then they buy that product. Well, now I've made, I'll probably make that another $19. Well, then now they've spent double the money they would had they just bought the initial course by itself. And there are other ways to add on more of these, what's called an upsell. That's called an upsell. It's basic marketing. It's called an upsell. Now, you can also make recurring income just like that with the flip of a switch by making your upsell a private student group. Okay, now I did that already. I gave mine for free inside of the product, but you could absolutely, instead of giving them access to the group, you can leave the group as an upsell and say, hey, if you want support for this product, you want access to my mastermind, normally it's X amount, I'm going to give you access for, $9 a month, $29 a month. I've tested masterminds. $29 a month was a pretty good price, but we had a lot of content in there. $9.99 or $9.95 is a great price if you're not very known. It's something that people will easily pay. I have no problem paying. And so that's something you could try. Or you can make it $997 if your industry commands those kinds of prices right off the bat. Depending on what you're doing, you can charge whatever you want. But the concept to get in your head is not the price point. It is that you can start charging recurring income simply by offering a support group in addition. And not just a support group. If you want to pad that up a little bit to make it a little bit a better offer than just a group, you could say, okay, we're also going to have weekly or bi-weekly or monthly live calls where basically you just get on a Facebook Live and give them a little content, let them do some Q&A, ask you some questions and that kind of thing. And so now you're adding more value on top of that. You're adding more value that you can add as an upsell and that you can add as recurring income, okay, very easily without having to do any extra work. You literally just create a Facebook group and put the freaking link to the Facebook group in the document, and you've created a recurring upsell for your product. Just think about that, and people will absolutely buy it. I do masterminds for most of my courses, and a lot of them I just put them in the same mastermind, all in the same mastermind. But my point is, people will absolutely all day long buy the additional mastermind because they love that one-on-one support. Because at the end of the day, you can buy a course and learn everything, but what really shines is when you get that personal support from the teacher who taught it, and when you can ask them questions, it just makes it so much more valuable. So last but not least, let's talk about Now that you've endured this long video, thank you for sticking with me for so long. How do you turn this into 6 and 7 figures? Well, the process basically stays the same. There are a couple things that differ. If you want to take this to 6 and 7 figures, number one, you got to stop using Google Documents and you got to build an actual sales letter, a sales page, an actual website sales page. Now, not a big, fully blown, bloated, stinking website, just a sales page. All right, and you want to have a high price point product. Now, that could be $197, it could be $97, which is not really considered a high price point, but a $97 product, can go a long way. It's easy to sell. $197 is even better, but I highly recommend you looking at creating products that are high value, that are in the $1,000 range or more, $997 or higher, that can truly make an impact on people. And really, to be quite honest with you, the formula for that is basically the same as here. You want to create a franchisable format, something that is rinse and repeatable, that solves a problem, but it solves a very painful problem. Okay, and again, you write your sales process, you create the product, and you get people to it. And at the end of the day, that's all you really have to do, and you do that over and over and over and over and over again. But think about this. How many $1,000 products do you have to sell to make $1 million this year? If you want to make $1 million this year, how many copies of a $1,000 product, if your product was $997, how many do you have to sell to make your $1 million? 1,000, right? So do you think you can sell 1,000 of anything this year? Absolutely. Absolutely. In a freaking year, you can sell 1,000 of just about anything, right? Well, if you make your product, $1,997, and you make it $2,000, now you only have to sell 500 copies of your product to make $1 million. Now think about that. That's really like that click in your brain. If you want to make $1 million, all you got to do is sell 500 of this, of something that you make that's $2,000. And people will pay the $2,000 if you're teaching them something of value from your experience. But the main lesson is, the higher your price, the faster you will get to those bigger numbers. And that's just basically it. And if you want to start at $97 and you want to sell 1,000 of those and make $100,000 a year, you can do that. But you could just as easily sell 1,000 of the $997 and make your first million. So that's how to scale up. You think about those numbers, and it really, don't overcomplicate it. The guys that are making $1 million and tens of millions of dollars, they're using pretty much the same process, a very similar process. Add on a couple little things, like for instance, an email list. All right, if you want to really do this game, every customer that purchases your product from you, you want to collect their email address, and you want to put it in an autoresponder. GetResponse.com gives you a 30-day free trial. GetResponse.com gives you a 30-day free trial. I don't even think you need a credit card. And you can put all your customers into GetResponse. You just need their email addresses. They go right in there. Okay. Now, there are systems that you can set up like Warrior Plus that can help integrate that process. But at the end of the day, you can, I think, export the email addresses and upload them into GetResponse, but they have to get approved. That's beyond the scope of this course. But at the end of the day, you want to get your customers on an email list, because the more you can contact. Now, again, this is optional, but I'm saying if you want to make more money, put them on an email list. Then anytime you send an email, you're making more money. And I have supported myself because of my email list over the past several years. info products, very simple info products like I've just shown you here today. And like the very one you're watching, you see how simple this is. And you purchased from me, and I sold a bunch of these. Trust me. And I've sold a ton of these for years like this. Okay, I've been doing this for years. It works. And I send an email to the same people. You may have came from an email I sent to my email list to buy this from. Okay, I also posted it to my Facebook, and I also put it on YouTube, and I also put it on my Instagram. All right, but I also emailed my email list. Now, you might not have that luxury to begin with, to email your email list. I did, and it brought me a lot of sales, okay, with this product, but so do these other things. All right, so don't discount these. Don't think that just because I have an email list, I can get the sales. No, I started out without an email list, okay? Everybody starts from zero. And so understand that it's not just because I have an email list I was able to generate sales. I generate sales from social media all day long. And the guys who know what they're doing do. And so, but the email is absolutely vital if you want to keep in touch with your existing customers that buy from you, because they'll keep buying from you over and over again. You know, you always want to get to be having the fresh prospects coming in from Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and all the other social outlets. And then you put your customers on your email list and you keep contacting them. I don't really care about putting people that haven't bought something from me on an email list. I don't care so much about that. I mean, it is valuable. If you're running ads, I would. Only because I don't want to waste ad spend. I would rather put those customers on an email list. But from the free, you know, I'm more concerned about getting my customers who have actually proven that they will buy stuff, putting on my email and spending those email resources, time and energy and money for the autoresponder, which is not super expensive at all. You know, that time and energy in the email, I would rather be sending that to the customers because they're more valuable. They've proven their worth to buy stuff, and they'll buy again. And that's just the way it is. When somebody buys from you, they will buy from you over and over and over and over again for years if you give them value. And that is the case here today. You may be one of my repeat customers. If that's the case, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining me here today. I hope you learned something. And I really, really hope you put this into action. Just do it, even if it's not perfect. If it's ugly, it's disgusting, you think it's terrible, put it out anyway and let people beat you up over it. Because here's what will happen. Even if people beat you up over it and say, this sucks, they're going to tell you why it sucks. And guess what? You can fix it. And instead of getting mad and saying, well, you're just a bunch of schmucks, I don't like you anyway. Instead of saying that, ask them, you know, what do you hate about it? They're going to tell you anyway. But if they don't, ask them. And then fix those problems and then put it back out there again, not to necessarily the same people, to new fresh eyeballs in your industry. Okay, so just get out there and do it. Just do it. If you do it, I promise you will get sales. Put it into action. And you know, if you need any help, I'm in the group. Again, the group is in the document, and I have my support email here. If you have questions, hit me up. Thank you very much. We will see you again very soon, and I appreciate your time. This is Jeremy Kennedy signing off.